Hello everyone. Don't know if anyone's going to join me tonight or not. That's okay if you don't. Kind of just kicking around. Not in a rush to do anything. Don't even know anyone will show up tonight. That's okay. I know it's been a while since I've put out a field herping video. I've got one in my edit queue. I just kind of haven't really sat down to take the time to see if I can make it what I want. And because I'm just kind of in one of those moods where I'm like, yeah, don't feel creative, don't feel like editing. Just too much life stuff going on right now. And just kind of, doing different things, and hopefully starting this next week, I'll be out in the field more because weather's finally letting up around here. It's been raining for 4 days, 4 nights, off and on, non-stop. And it's kind of actually good because 3 weeks ago we were straight into the 90s, low 90s. I won't say too early to be getting that hot in Oklahoma, but it's kind of like everything started emerging, and they're probably going to stay out. They're probably just going to take shelter through all the rain. But it's all good. I think actually this may push our herping season back a little further, because we had a hot spell, everything came out, and then a cool spell on top of it. We've had highs in the 60s this week, which normally we're in the 70s or 80s by now. I think it's actually, I think it may extend the spring, middle ground weather a little longer. And I'm good, Boa, man. How are you? I like that video of you with your boa, the one on your shoulders. That's a cool snake, bro. Keep making them videos, man. And dude, also, Boa, man, said it before, I'm going to say it again. If you make a video, it may be 2-3 days before I get the notification. I don't know why YouTube is that way. It seems to be that way. And then I go, your channel, it's gone, man. Don't delete your videos, or at least keep your good ones. You have some cool snakes, man. I don't know, I just have had so much adulting to do this week. It's really put, I'll say, a hamper on everything, but it kind of really cuts into things, slows things down. And like I said, I've got a video where all the scenes are kind of chopped up about as good as I'm going to get them. It's not going to be like my best video, but it's going to highlight a buddy of mine's channel. His name is Nathan. He runs a channel called Creeping Things. I tell you what, I think I'm going to see if I can drop their link. Hey Lee, yeah man, you can call me Todd. You can definitely call me Todd. Let me look at this. This is the link for the channel, the guys that I went herping with earlier this week. They're called Creeping Things. Now I can tell you off the bat, they make some really good field herping videos. They don't produce a whole lot of them, but when they produce them, they're good. They also do a few other things that maybe people don't care about, but you know, at the same time, nobody likes 100% of everybody's channel all the time. I'm convinced. Could be wrong. Hey, thanks for the sub, man. It's appreciated. They've got kind of a different channel. They focus on some kind of different things along with the field herp stuff or the reptile education stuff. And to me, I think it's still a great channel with some great videos. I know some of my followers will not like some of their videos. Man, skip over the ones you don't like and get to the good ones, or take a chance on the ones you think you won't like, just from a title or a thumbnail. And everybody, go sub Lee Wilcox if you haven't subbed him yet, and BoaMan5435. I don't know. Sometimes I just kind of think I do lives because there's no editing and they're fairly easy. Just click, click. And you throw something out there. You put it in your live playlist, and hopefully a lot of you people scrapping for hours will play each other's playlists, whether it be their full-length videos or their lives. But anyway, it's been kind of... I got a lot of adulting done today that, like, is going to enable me to, like, have more fun the rest of the season, what's left of it. Did go swimming in the swimming pool first time. Is made by a local company here. It was done really well. It's definitely happy with their craftsmanship, I'll say that. But yeah, last Monday, rainy day, we were herping right in front of a cold front. I'll say we had a couple of really good, cool finds. One that is something you don't see very often. Some of the other stuff we found was just kind of common for the area and the time. And sometimes that happens. I mean, you can drive 3 or 4 states away to herp an area, and even if you time it just right, you can still run into bad weather or less than, you know, premier conditions. And that kind of sucks, but that's just kind of the way it is. I mean, it's kind of like going fishing. Sometimes you'll go out there, the weather will be perfect, you'll have the perfect kind of bait, and you still won't catch a thing. So totally agree, Lee Wilcox. You should. I'm a firm believer that, like, if I support you, I'm going to try to watch all your videos. Once again, a key to earning my support is by me knowing that you're supporting me. This is the comments section. Generally, I can tell from my watch time and certain things who just like pops in, leaves a comment, and leaves. Um, I've got two computers that run about 24/7 when I'm home. So I click on people's playlists, play all, get all this stuff done, and it turns out to be good. And Lee, that's another good point. I've got some channels out there that like one of my friends, Derek's Reptiles, he's interviewed some of these people. And I know going into watching some of their videos, I'm not going to agree with some of what they do because maybe they do free handling or stuff like that. But also, I'm kind of like, watch a few of their videos, see what it's like. They were a guest on your friend's show. It's not like a lot of people are like, don't watch this video, don't give it the views. Well, I understand that philosophy, but if you're dealing with someone that gets 100,000, 200,000 views a video anyway, one more or one less isn't going to make a lot of difference. Buddy of mine came up from Texas this week. It was really great to see him. I was trying for like over a week to get away from things here to get down there because we needed to handle some business. He was able to end up making it up here. He'll never know how much I appreciate it. I still got to make it back down there, pick up some supplies and things. It shouldn't be bad though. But anyway, just kind of in one of those, like I've got one more roundup video to do this season. It's from Okeen, Oklahoma. It should be short and sweet. Didn't put a lot of, well, I won't say didn't put a lot of time into it, but I haven't started editing it. I was trying to get this field herping video done first. And once again, please check out Creeping Things. Like you said, a good channel. They do get into some things that some people in the reptile community are going to be like, what? Really? You think that? I can already hear it now. It doesn't matter. Watch their channel and tell me they don't make a good video. Their channel is made for kids, so the comments are turned off, notifications are turned off. If you like their channel, which I think you're going to, you're going to have to go check it occasionally. You're not going to be able to rely on notifications, and those get worse around here by the day anyway. I was gifted a barramundi fish. Good point, Lee. There's kind of a lot of different aspects to that whole thing, at least here in the States, and I think all around the world. There's the, like Yulin Dog Festival in China. And, stuff like that. And while I totally disagree with that, it seems to kind of be a part of the culture there. Thank you, Bo, man. Captive bred are definitely different than wild. Captive bred are way more chill, way more used to people. And a wild-caught adult bull snake will still have attitude months after you capture him. Unless you handle them every day, you might get them to calm down a little. I agree, Bo, man, and I wouldn't doubt, I don't want to speak for them. I will say this. Some videos on my channel have had like so many hateful and bizarre comments, and then I hear of people's comments on their videos getting flagged, and then like it dings the channel. And so that's why it's like if I put out something controversial, 9 out of 10, I turn the comments off. Most of my roundup videos have the comments off. If I have the comments on a roundup video, there's a reason for that. I agree, it's the internet, and a lot of people are very mean and ugly. and unnecessarily so. Boy, man, I remember when you were starting to make videos 10 years ago. You'd get into it with people, or people would get into it with you. I mean, it was kind of the same way for me. But I remember that period, and it just seems like every year it gets worse. And I think that's kind of one reason why I'm kind of like down on the whole YouTube thing right now. It's not that I don't want to make videos, I do. Actually, I want to shoot videos. I'm learning really, not fast, but over the long road that I don't really like making videos. I don't like the editing process, the graphics, the color grading. I like being in the field and getting the video. That's my thing. It's like, too bad I'm not wealthy and could just hire someone to do all that stuff for me. Because after that's what a lot of the big name YouTubers do. Um, and, and Lee, along those lines, people people will say things online, and the thing that always bothers me is like when I know who it is and I know they're in my area and I say, well, hey, let's meet up and talk about it. Tough guy. And that's when they, they back down, or they, disappear or start ghosting you. It's like, come on, man. If you're a big man here, you should be a big man in the real world. My thoughts. And exactly, Lee. I totally get that. Because to them, even though they're hunting rattlesnake as wild game, they do eat it. They do use the skins. They do use the organs. I'm not saying I support it or think it's a good thing, but in their minds, they don't see any difference between that and killing deer, skinning deer, or killing a cow, or a pig, a domestic pig that was farm raised for that purpose. And once again, when every year they go out and they find the same amount of snakes, or different amounts, but they still find them every year, they think, well, we're not making them go extinct, so therefore. Exactly, Boa Man. People make the most disturbing contents on controversial videos. And you see, Boa Man, I don't know if you realize who I was back then, or the channels that I ran back then, but I was on YouTube a lot back then, and kind of took a break for a few years. But I watched a lot of your videos. I remember when your corn snake bit you, for example. Like, I remember that video. And I remember just people that you would get into it with, and I was just kind of like, to me, it's like it was useless, because even if I would have disagreed with something you did, Boa Man, I just might have said, hey, thumbs down, or hey, this wasn't one of your better ones. I wouldn't have, like, attacked someone and made it worse, because to me, the drama can drive a video. People text you all the time, hey man, look at the comment section here. Next thing you know, you have to click on the video to do so, and you're giving it another view. May turn out to be something you don't even support. Yeah, Bowman, I know you've been following me. I've been following you for a long time. But I remember that Gene guy that you crossed paths with, and there was some stuff, and I just let it go now. But it's just kind of like, I mean, I found it best to ignore haters, because generally what they want is a reaction. You don't give them one, they go away. Problem solved. Exactly, Lee. And once again, I'm not a supporter of the commercial harvest of rattlesnake. I do think that some populations of some species can tolerate it without like undue stress on the overall population. I do feel there's a lack of oversight from our state authorities in like Texas and Oklahoma, but it's also not for lack of trying or wanting to on the end of the biologists, the people that work there that really understand the issues. There's a hunting lobby here. They're big, and they're kind of going to be able to just honestly do whatever they want. But deer and waterfowl and stuff always get a lot more management dollars than any form of reptile does. So, and I also agree. A lot of people I know would have a hard time eating if they knew how their food got from the packet in the supermarket to where it ends up from where it originated. Me, I grew up around livestock. That's one of the ways I got familiar with venomous snakes at an early age. Was we had a ranch, and a lot of different animals on the ranch, rattlesnakes, copperheads. So you kind of learn to coexist with them, and I was fascinated by them anyway at that point. But yet, I saw a lot of cows get processed and get killed, and I remember when I was like 7 or 8, I killed a sheep for like a community gathering with a 22 rifle, and then it's like the animal was skinned and taken care of, and it's just unfortunate part of the deal. Not all of life is pretty. I mean, I don't want to go so far as to say that us men are genetically programmed to hunt. I know a lot of women hunters who are very, very good at it. But I kind of think the whole blood and guts aspect of it sometimes is more our bag than theirs. Don't report me, don't report me. It's just my thoughts, just my opinions. But either way, I know I've mentioned 2 or 3 times in the last 6 months that I'm kind of having that creator funk where I get tired of just slapping together video and splicing it together, and so I've kind of got the thought in my head to not necessarily like copy other people, but like take pages out of their playbook. Like Pemberton Boys, another channel I support, has some crazy B-roll footage in it, stuff with drones, same kind of stuff I can do. I just need to take the time to learn to do it, or just take the time to learn how to edit it. And I mean, it's all good, but I just kind of want to hit it from a more artistic vision. And one of the channels that makes me think about that is Creeping Things, because I think he has some pretty clear edits. So you get some pretty good footage. Another one that comes to mind is Snakes on the Plains, as well as Smet Logic Herping, and all great channels for that genre of field adventure, reptile hunting, things like that. But anyway, I just wanted to come on and do a live. I thought, if a lot of people show up and I get the energy like I did the other night, I'd stay on longer. But I think I'm going to probably start to tone it down. Boa man, Snakes on the Plains. That's my buddy Nate. He's only been herping for about 4 to 5 years, but he's always been interested in snakes. A lot of YouTubers around this guy. Snakes on the Plains. Some of these dudes killed snakes. Some of these dudes didn't like snakes. He took his time to show them, how fascinating snakes were, and really go out of his time to do education programs, show people things, show how like they're not out to get you, they're not out to strike you. If you leave them alone, they leave you alone. Snakes on the Plains, you gotta support them, man. And once again, I kind of like the way his videos turn out and have a more artistic feel for that. Now, that was not ever the original idea of my channel. I wanted to keep it bare bones, no fancy this, no fancy that. But I'm also accepting the fact that your opinions on things and your values and your visions can change and can adapt to different trends, markets, times. I want to do an aquatics video soon, like at an actual aquarium and get some really crazy species of fish, just so I can watch it for myself. And that's not going to go well on my channel because people come here to see snakes. exactly right, Lee. We're the ancestors of hunter gatherers. You know, totally understand. And yeah, if it was just, if all of that stuff was just for animal cruelty, total problem with it. Or if it was just to kill an animal, total problem with it. The fact that they used this stuff, is kind of I don't know, man. I've eaten snake before. I would never recommend it ever. It's nasty. Don't eat it. If there's a chicken around, eat that. Um, Squirrel. Hell, there's a lot of things that are way better than snake. And I don't even think squirrel or rabbit is good. But would I eat it before snake? Heck yeah. Hey, Bowman, on behalf of him, I thank you. The guy's a herping buddy of mine. Like I said, he does a lot for education. He's not like a keeper guy. That's not his game. And that's okay, because I mean that doesn't need to be everybody's game. But he's a good dude. His channel deserves the support, so let's give it to him. Guys, I think I'm starting to kind of get to the point where I don't have a lot more to say tonight other than just please continue to bear with me as I go through my creative funk. And thank you for being here. I'm going to call it a night. I know it wasn't on even a full half hour. That's okay too. But guys, hang in there and I'll be back in touch.